Hey there, everyone. It's GG Sober Sun. July 22nd. One of the finest things about AA is the diversity of its membership. We come from all walks and stations of life. All types and classes of people are represented in AA, in an AA group. Being different from each other in certain ways, we can each make a different contribution to the whole. Some of us are weak in one respect, but strong in another. AA can use the strong points of all its members and can disregard their weaknesses. AA is strong not only because we all have the same problem, but also because of the diversified talents of its members. Each person can contribute part. Do I recognize the good points of all my group's members? Yeah, it's funny. I was just, after my home group meeting this morning, there's a guy that was in construction for a long time, for many, many years, several decades. And he's in his 60s now, but I was just sharing with him a problem I've got with my roof. And he came over to my house and climbed up on a ladder and looked at it and basically drew up what I need to do. And that's one aspect of the fellowship. You know what I mean? It's like having access to a wealth of knowledge and experience. And I was of the mind that, you know what, I'll just pay this company, right, to do it, because now I have the money. And he was like, you know what, it might not get done right. You know what I mean? He spoke of this specific company, that they get up there and they do whatever they want to do. And even he said on the quote that I got, they said they were going to use this waterproofing thing, and he said that's garbage. You know what I mean? I know I'm delving down into the specifics of this, for instance, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know all that. And I feel very privileged to have access to his knowledge in specific. But I took a course when I was still in the Air Force, called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and they referred to this principle of synergy, and that just means that the group is more powerful and more effective, can be more effective and capable than the individual, right? That our good points can merge and become way more better better and more wonderful than each individual. And for me, that's amazing. And the fact that I have exposure, I have a friend of mine who says, whether you're from jail or from Yale, we're all sitting at the same table talking about the same ideas, emotions, and attitudes. We bring different experiences to the table, but we can, just being exposed to different walks of life. The big book says, we are people who normally would not mix. And in some cases, that's true. That's very true. And when I was still in the Air Force, I could walk to a noon meeting, a lunchtime meeting, and we had this retiree who was in his 80s, and he was a pilot, you know, and we'd get airmen that were, you know, sent there, or they were there willingly, you know, who were like 18, 19 years old. You know, so you have a broad range of age groups, and we're all contributing. You know, we're contributing our experience, strength, and hope. And man, what a treasure it is for an 18-year-old to be able to sit and share what's going on in his life and get input from people, you know, decades older, you know, and especially, you know, not just with the alcohol problem, right, but with life in general issues. And I remember when I first came in, you know, the first meeting, I was 16 years old and felt well out of my depth kind of thing, and I knew I wasn't ready to stop drinking. But you know, when I came back at 24, you know, 3 weeks prior to my 24th birthday, I would share in meetings, you know, even though I didn't have much to offer in the way of, you know, wisdom and life experience necessarily, but I had my story, and I had what was going on in my life at the moment. And it's important for people who have been around a while, and older people, to know that their experience can benefit others. So there was one time I didn't share in a meeting, and one of the older guys he was in his 70s at the time, you know, so 24 and 74, I think he was, so that's, you know, 50 years older than me, half a century of, you know, knowledge and experience. And he asked me, like, so the base, it was on a base, and every now and then the military, they called it social actions. If you got in trouble, had an alcohol related incident or a DUI, you'd have to go to social actions and go to these groups. Well, every now and then the group would say, hey, you have to go to an AA meeting. So this group would show up en masse and dwarf the side, you know, and basically take over kind of thing, our meeting. I mean, they would come in, they wouldn't try to take over, but it was like overwhelm us, you know, but most of the time they wouldn't share. And then I felt like I got all shy, right? So I didn't share. And at the end of the meeting, this guy was like, why didn't you share? I was like, I really didn't have anything to say, which was a lie. But I you know, I should have just told him I was shy. I was, you know, I don't know that they want to be there. I think I did eventually tell them I don't know that they want to be there, and I don't want to sound like I'm trying to sell them anything kind of thing. So anyway, but he reassured me that my experience alone is enough. I don't need to try to convince somebody that they're alcoholic or that they need AA, that my experience is enough. And that's where the synergy comes in. You know, we all make different contributions, and to me that's humbling. You know, it's a confidence booster, and it's humbling. So that's why I keep coming back, Meditation for the day. And greater works than these shall ye do. Each individual has the ability to do good works through the power of God's Spirit. This is the wonder of the world, the miracle of the earth, that God's power goes out to bless the human race through the agency of so many people who are actuated by His grace. We need not be held back by doubt, despondency, and fear. A wonderful future can lie before any person who depends on God's power, a future of unlimited power to do good works. Yes, fellowship is great, but fellowship with the Spirit of the universe is even better. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may not limit myself by doubting. I pray that I may have confidence that I can be effective for good. And that is definitely one thing that I learned in AA. And that even though having fellowship with the Spirit of the universe is the main thing, I must be in contact with other fellow travelers, as we refer to it in the fellowship. So keep coming back. Love you. Look up, aim up, rise up.